What's going on, folks? Devon here, back in the Bass Basement. And on today's episode, we're talking about power swim baiting with Berkley's CullShad. It's all coming up. All right, folks, power swim baiting. What is it? Power swim baiting are swim baits that are large, they're bulky, they have a lot of drawing power, they attract big fish, and they get bit and big fish strike them. So we're talking about the Berkley CullShad. It is a soft plastic swim bait that has some great action to it, but it has that drawing power. It's large, it's bulky, it has a nice silhouette. And we're talking about the Berkley CullShad, where you're talking about a 6-inch swim bait here who has a lot of action. You can see that tail right there. As it comes through the water, it's going to have a lot of action, but this bait has the drawing power to attract those large fish, those aggressive fish, and that's what we're looking for here. When do you want to throw this style of bait? You want to throw this style of bait right now, where it's starting to get warm, when that water temperature gets in the high 50s and 60s, where those fish are starting to come up and spawn, and you can't see their beds, but you know that they're cruising shallow, and they're thinking about spawning, they're in their pre-spawn period, or they're on the beds. This is the time to throw a swim bait like this and cover a lot of water around all types of wood, docks, rocks, riprap. You want to be able to throw this bait in those areas where you think big fish live, where they're coming in. You had a good moon, they're coming in and they're starting to spawn, the water temperature's coming up, the weather's temperature is rising, and this is the time you want to throw a big swim bait like this in that open water setting. But then you say, well, Devon, what about grass? What about areas where there are some debris and you want a weedless presentation? Here it is right here. Here is the Weedless Unrigged CullShad right here. Has the same action in this tail as you can see, but it's the weedless version. So feel free to cast this bait anywhere. Skip it under docks. Let it sink down a few seconds and start that retrieve. This is a bait that is going to get bit, similar to the regular CullShad, but because it's weedless, you can throw this around grass. You can throw this under hanging limbs and whatnot, where those fish are staging and where they're waiting to ambush a bait. And this is that power swim bait. It's a large swim bait, has a lot of action in that tail. It creates that drawing power where those fish, they see it and they get attentive to it, and that's when they strike. So two versions here with the Berkley CullShad. We have the rigged version and the unrigged version right here, and these are two baits that's going to definitely get you bit around this time of year. That water temperature is rising, they're cruising shallow, they're pre-spawn, they're spawning, and these are baits that you can cover a lot of water and get you some big fish. And this is what it's all about, that 5-6 inch soft plastic swim bait that has that drawing power that those fish are definitely going to see and strike. So check out Berkley's rigged and unrigged CullShad. These are baits that I definitely throw around this time of year. That water temperature is rising and they're thinking about cruising, coming up shallow. This is definitely the way to go right now. And when you start to see them on the bed, then you can start using different techniques. But covering a lot of water and just looking at that water temp and looking at areas where you think they're going to spawn, going up and down that bank, that riprap, those docks, those logs, and you can either go with the rigged version or the unrigged version, but you're going to get bit covering a lot of water throwing a soft plastic swim bait such as the Berkley CullShad. Check it out. You're definitely going to enjoy it. It's a good bite. It's a surprising bite, but they definitely strike it, and you're going to get big ones. And when you start to get on that bite and figure out that pattern, then you're definitely going to enjoy it. So that's today's episode. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, like, share, all that good stuff, and I'll see you on the next one.